DMS 51412.
Hi, I'm Paul. We're going to be restoring her back to her former glory.
And I'm Johnny, and welcome to Destination DMU. So welcome back to another episode. What have we got in store for you today? Well, we unearthed a few horrible nasties here, so they're coming out. My plan for that is to basically remove the top hat section and also remove a little bit of the cant rail, because as we've gotten in there with the wire brush, we've noticed it's rather thin. So I'm going to be welding a new framework there, and then that will be ready for some anti-corrosive black paint in the future. Also down there on the panel that I've ripped out and Scott has done a lot of work on and the prep work on, I've isolated this piece of framework very helpfully right there, and I need to basically, I'm going to weld the other bits of framework onto it and then reinstall it on the on that panel there.
Right, and today what I'll be doing is more welding of the little bits and pieces that have got like filler in here, just to remove any big dents and any nasty bits and pieces. I'm also going to be putting anti-corrosive black paint on the insides of the panels, which you'll see a nice little time lapse of. On these two panels here. I'll also be anti-corrosive blacking the framework once Johnny's done his welding, and then they'll all be ready for the bitumen black tar paint, which will be going over the framework and the insides of these panels, give them a nice shiny black look. And then the last panel, once Dad has finished chipping all the gunk and the crappy old paint off, once that's sorted, that'll be getting a coat of Furtan rust converter, and then a later date that'll be getting the anti-corrosive black as well.
So, before we can do anything with the structural support of the roof, we first need to support it adequately, because here we are going to basically be taking out the support for the roof. Even though it is only one beam out of probably, at an estimate, about 40 along the entire DMU, it still holds the roof up. So what we do, one of my engineering solutions, acropole, yeah? Very good at holding things up. Not very good at holding slanted things up though. So, I made myself a pair, I made the DMU a pair of these. They are basically, they sit on the top of the acropole and they pivot. And they hold the roof up. Now, you would think, that means I can go as steep as that, pretty much. Well, that actually. And that holds the roof up, which is brilliant. But of course, at an angle when you're pushing, you've got the tendency to slide, because it's obviously pushing. So what I do is I've just banged a couple of tacks on the end. They're not kind of structural welds, but what they do is they stop it from slipping. That's all it's got to do. So we're not going to add any extra weight on it. It's just to, we're not going to have anybody on the roof while we're doing these kind of things. It's just to hold it there, because as I stated in a previous episode, episode 1, I think, that if you cut all the supports out, your roof's going to sag. Even if it's one support and there's a support half a metre either side, just good practice really. And yeah, you'd think, oh well, he's welded it on, he can't get it off. But because I've only welded one end, I can just rotate that until the weld breaks. So it's really convenient, and I like doing it on a lot of things to hold things together, and then make it quite easy to, when I need to get it off, just simply undo this and then twist, 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 off it comes. Then you regrind the edges ready for your next job. You use the other end, weld it on the other end, then you regrind both edges and off you go again. So now I've supported the roof, now I can actually get on with the dirty work, actually cutting out what we don't want left there pretty much. Also for this, I'm not using a regular grinder. I'm using what Milwaukee would call a sawzall, but because of patterning and rights and copyright, Makita call a reciprocating saw. So as you would have seen, you've just seen me take that bit of framework out. You also would have noticed as well that I was kind of hitting the cant rail back together with a hammer. Reason for this is because we, as you can hopefully see, well I am, going to basically welded it together, because it was bolted together before, but as the water ingress got worse and worse throughout the lifespan of the old girl, you know, rust started to form, and when rust forms, it exerts quite the pressure. When you try and trap it, it will push back quite the pressure. It's probably something stupid like 60,000 psi. Let me know in the comment section below if you do know the exact number off the top of your head. But basically, it pushes them apart, and that's what it has done. So I've pushed them back together after we've gotten rid of all the rust, after we've rust killed it, got the Furtan soy sauce on it. So yeah, I'm going to put some stitches in here to strengthen it up. I'm going to use this superior technique of welding rather than just bolting it together as they have. So I'm going to put some stitches in there to make it all nice and strong again, and then, and only then, you're going to see me put in the other bit of framework that I've just ripped out. So I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Yeah, that's it really, isn't it? So as you would have seen, I've just welded together the cantrail. Went surprisingly well, considering that the crud and how old these things are. I know it's old metal, it's oxidised, heavily oxidised most of the time, and it's not even the primary means of which they're being held together. The bolts are still very strong. It's just, you know, pushing them together, you want them to hold together. So just did that quickly, and now what you're going to see is me do the framework that you can see right there. So enjoy. I'll see you then. Way! So finally, we've got it in. I haven't welded it yet. That's what you're about to see. But yeah, always wrestling with that. Always wrestling now with that. Waiting for that knockout punch, really, aren't we? Anyway, right. I'm going to show you this now. There she is. She's in place. All nice. Thank God. Show you basically what I meant a little bit earlier by the fact that we're going to use slip by taking it out. So now it's very easy because I've only welded one side to just simply pull and off it comes. But brilliant temporary welds that really help us out, and we use them quite a lot and throughout what I like to call the DMU toolkit, which is basically solutions to problems that we encounter that I solve as we go along.
Right guys, what I'm going to be doing now is painting these in black anti-corrosive primer as they've been soy sourced, and that should give them a much smarter appearance. Cue the time lapse. Because it's the end of our day for me, but now I'll hand you over to Johnny and Paul, who are going to carry on doing bits and pieces on the DMU, and yeah, that's me done.
So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of change of plan of what I originally said we were going to do, because me and Paul are going to be coming back very soon, end of this day, but me and Paul have got another day, so they're obviously handing over to us. So now the revised plan is obviously structural framework, you'll see that. And then also going to make up the panel to go in there. Also paint that framework in bitumen paint, just the front of it. Get it all welded in and get the panel on. So get a 4x8 sheet, make it into what we need, and then bang it on there. So revised plan now. but you will just jump straight into when me and Paul get back, which is going to be the hottest day of the year. So I'm looking really forward to that. 36 degrees, and I'm going to be welding in a confined space, in a tin shed, in a tin. Great. So you don't see me at any structural framework. The reason for that is because this occurred to me since it feels like 40 degrees out here, although I'm told it's only 36, 37 at the moment. The paint dries very quickly, as I've done a little bit of painting, and it's dried in 5 minutes. So this isn't any structural framework. This is a 4x8 sheet of steel, 2mm thick, and this is going to be part of the panel that we're going to be putting in today. So there's a little lip on the bottom, which is about the only thing I really need to do to this. So that happens at 20mm, and it's roughly 20 degrees. I don't know the exact, but if it looks good, that's all we care about. And it has to be rough, so I'm going to mark out 20, 20, 20, 20 going along with this rule. Then bam, I'm going to get the rule, I'm going to draw a nice straight line, and then what I'm going to do with the grinder is I am going to score it basically, or shave some metal off. I only want to shave, I don't want to cut it completely, I want to shave anywhere from 1/3 to 1/2 of the metal off, because that's going to help me with bending it. But it still needs to be strong enough so it can hold its own, got enough integrity there, but also not too, that I remove enough so that I can bend it, but not too much that it can easily be bent back with your hands. So that's what I'm going to do next, and then you're going to see Paul paint that, and then that's going to go outside to dry in probably about 300 seconds. So yeah, and it is absolutely sweltering, dry in the lovely sweltering British sun, which is a sentence that no one said ever. Framework finally. I'm going to be welding these up now, and this is a square. This is going to be an aid to, help me make sure that everything's square. The reason why, it looks thicker on this end, that end's fine, that was just box section. The reason it looks thicker on this end is because when I welded it, I clamped it up square, and, well, basically it warped slightly. So I fixed that, and it is now perfect. I put spirit level on it, and I've made sure that they're exactly 90 degrees apart. So this is an aid to help me get these square. Nothing square on that thing, but we can try at least, can't we? And apart from that, I'm sorry the time lapse cut off with Paul painting, because, well, my phone just got too hot. The phone that we're filming this on, I just went, no, computer says no. So that's how hot it is. I believe it's currently 38, and I'm welding. Gotta love life, haven't you? Gotta love it.
Goosebumps on my skin, I feel you on my body. Lose my mind within, your presence is so godly. Lose my mind within, your presence is so godly.
So I've now managed to do that framework, as you've just seen. And next job for me to do is to weld it in. So that's where you're going to see me next. So I know I said I would show you the welding, but well, it really wasn't a very good time lapse, to be honest. You probably got a better time. Well, actually, look at the footage. You got a better view of welding when I did it on the bench. So it's in bitumen paint now, but you've seen it being painted like soy sauce once and anti-corrosive black. So third time's not the charm on that one. But yeah, so she's in framework there, going along there, and right up there. I think you can just about see it. So it's all welded together, bitumen paint. Next thing you're going to see me do and us do, because Paul's going to be helping me, is bang the panel on. Now today, because of forecast, weather-wise, and also time-wise and energy level-wise, don't want to stretch ourselves too far. So we're going to get the panel in, going to weld it in, and I'm going to cut out the windows that I can, because I think I'll be able to cut out one there. I think the panel's going to come to about there, so I'll be able to get half a window, but I'll do that next time, and I'll talk you through that. But for now, it will just be a flat sheet, and we're going to pea green the whole lot of it because of the weather that's coming. Going to be a lot of rain, you know, thunderstorms, etc. And with all of everything being so warm, that's going to, you know, from the heat, it's going to take probably a good day to cool down everything. So it's going to be very humid. And if we leave that bare metal up there, it's going to flash for us by the time we get back here, which I think is in a week, 2 weeks, I don't know. I'm a little bit tired. I promise it's not heat stroke. So, what a day it's been so far. We're coming to the end of it, but as you can see, we got some silver in it. Yeah, it's been a long one. The heat really has got to me. That was probably a panel of pain that was holding that up inside the DMU. Anyway, we've got 2 clamps on it. She's in the right place. She's lined up, which is wonderful. If you look, you can see that we got a little bit of overhang. That's brilliant though, because we had to knock it down to get it to the right level. So basically hit it with a hammer, coming down by half a mil each hit, getting it nice and not level, because nothing's level on this thing, but in line with everything else, so that you can't tell if you didn't watch this video that that's been replaced pretty much. So yeah, next thing I need to do, as you'll see, I'm going to weld it in the back. I'm going to put a sufficient amount of welds to hold it on. I'm not going to do right up here, because until we trim the top and get it in flush, it's never going to line up flush with the framework at the very top. So I'm going to do everything but the very top kind of thing. But it's going to hold itself there, and as we come to weld it to the roof, when we get here, we will be able to, you know, well, we can cut out the window. I might wait to cut out the windows. Depends how I'm feeling, really. But yeah, she's in. So cue the welding. Hope you're enjoying this episode so far. It's been a pretty big one actually. Quite a lot of effort's gone into this, and considering it's the hottest day of the year, not bad.
Goosebumps on my skin, I feel you on my body. Lose my mind within, your presence is so godly.
Boom, so there she is. I think you can see by all those little black dots. Yeah, hopefully you can see that well on video. As you can see, basically by all those black dots, I mean, she's on. Those are all welds. And yeah, so she's sturdy. You see no clamps holding her on. I only filmed the bigger half, because, you know, that's about half the view, and also save time because we're now getting quite late enough that it's starting to get a little bit dusk. But one advantage of that is it's getting cooler, which is nice. So we've just got the painting to do, and then we are done. What a day and what an episode it has been. So yeah, you're going to see that next.
Right, I'm just prepping the area that Johnny has just welded on, getting rid of all the dust and the grit and grime. ready for pea green to go on and keep this metalwork protected.
Your presence is your guardian. You leave me waiting, 'cause you are my oasis.
Right folks, after the hottest day of the year, 12.5 hour shift here, had to do it right to the end. It's time for Johnny and I to enjoy an ice cream, which we'll use during our presentation.
Thank you very much.
That's all right, mate. It's been a very productive day, as you said. Basically, I've ended up rubbing down these panels round out here. I can't remember where it is.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Around here, yeah.
And basically sanded back and done a panel here. Then we got the big panel up there. I've helped Johnny push the panel in while he welded. And then I've done the green paint, which you can see. And over to Johnny.
Yeah, what an episode it's been. That done. This all out till the end there, which is as far as we're going to go because we've already, in a previous life, we've already done some framework repairs. So we're now, after them, we can jump about another 5 meters, which is conveniently right where that panel is. So yeah, what a day it's been. 38 degrees and the sun is going down. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the episode, please give us a like. The amount of effort that we put into this thing and actually put into the episodes is probably too much. Definitely, because I'm always doing it. But if you're liking the content so far, we have got so much more. We've got other units. We've got a fleet of these things now. It's been a long day for that. But we've got engine strip downs. We've got to lift these up. We've got a whole other unit, as I mentioned. We've got a whole other unit we mentioned. So you're going to be seeing that. God in heck. So we have got underneath to rub down. He said we are going other places. We're interviewing other people. There is so much content coming on this channel. We are literally just getting started. So if any of that interests you, stripping down engines, finding out what's wrong with them, doing all the dirty mechanical stuff to do with this, you know, from body work to the inside, we've still got to furnish all of this. It's a mammoth undertaking, and you've just seen probably a snippet of it. We've already spent about 3 years up to this point, hence why we kind of jumped into it kind of halfway through. I mean, we've got to paint the thing. We're not too secretive about the colour, but you will find out when you find out, okay? Leave in the comment section below what you think is the best livery for this. And yeah, we've got videos of things arriving, big trucks. Oh,
Set L432, workers on the move to other railways and visiting them and doing interviews, riding their units and doing basically finding out what they get up to. So look out for that. We're going to do a meet the fleet, which will be meeting our 3 rail cars. I think we'll be giving away.
yeah, we've
one's
got.
coming shortly.
We've gone DMU crazy. Well, he definitely has.
Yeah.
And I've got to fix all of them. But it's all an enjoyable challenge. There's no real handbook to it. That's why I love it. And if any of that interests you in any way, shape or form, click that subscribe button, because it's all going to help us, because we want to inspire more people. The very thing you're sitting on, that I'm not going to say because that's whoever it is, it needs restoring. The things behind us need restoring. There's things down the other end of the shed that need restoring. We need younger people to get into this. So if you are at all interested, go down to the link to the Facebook page, give Michael a private message, and he can direct you on to the appropriate people if that's something you want to get involved with.
Or even if you want, if we're not in the local area for you, your own area where there's bound to be a preserved railway, everybody needs help. So, but hopefully you'll use this as inspiration to hopefully get involved, because everybody can make a difference, even someone who's not skilled like me. It lets the skilled men get on with the jobs.
Thank you, that was very nice.
That's all right.
I consider myself very humble. So yeah, please if any of this interests you, like, share. If you know somebody that you think wants to get involved with these kind of things, if you're just bored at home, you know, start doing a bit of digging, find out what there is around you, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and please like, subscribe, comment if you have any suggestions, you have any thoughts, tips, tricks that you think can help us, or just a general conversation. Facebook is down below, and you can get a better scope of really how much we've already done, and hopefully that will give you an idea of how we are going to slingshot into the future, and how this channel is going to put out some good content, and hopefully it really interests you. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching the other videos. If you haven't, go check them out. They're good, and we're getting better with each video. So yeah, it's bye from me.
And good night from me.